بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Last time we studied the pure water, which was of three types: the running water, al-ma'ul jari. The second one was the retained, which is mahqoon, or stored, if you will. And the third one, which was the water of the well. Now we come to the second type of water, which is al-mudaf. Al-mudaf means the mixed water, and we study the ahkam and the rulings of the mixed water. What is the mixed water? وَهُوَ كُلُّ مَا اعْتُصِرَ مِنْ جِسْمٍ. Every water that has been extracted from a body. A body here meaning fruit, let's say, orange or citrus or whatever. Okay? Like these types of water, that becomes extracted, squeezed. Okay? Or أو مزج به مزجا. It has been mixed with pure water. Such as what? An example of that, the tea. Tea has been extracted or squeezed. But tea, you put it in a pot, the pot has ma'ul mutlaq, pure water, and then you put the tea bag, so it becomes mixed with the tea. And it becomes what? Mixed water. So tea is type of mixed water. Originally water, but mixed with tea. Or what else? What else? You can give an example. Usually here they don't use it, but in Iran, in Iraq, in other countries, they call it ma'ul ward. Ma'ul ward, they use it as fragrance. So they squeeze the certain types of flowers, they mix them with water. So you can wash your hand, your face. I've seen this. They put it in a bottle and they just, you in Ramadan, especially Ramadan, and after you eat food, they put in your hand and his hand. And so this is ma'ul ward. Again, it's a pure water, but mixed with what? With the syrup of certain flowers. Okay? So this is mazj, this is mixed. So anything added to the water that takes him out of its original status, being pure water, takes him out, it becomes mudaf. Now, what is the ruling of mudaf? The ruling on the mudaf is وَهُوَ طَاهِرٌ. It is definitely طاهر, okay, pure, but لكن لا يزيل حدثا ولا خبثا. Neither it is going to be okay to do wudu or ghusl with it, because hadath when you don't have wudu or ghusl, it's called hadath. When you are in state of janaba, this is hadath. When you lose your wudu, this is hadath. So with this mixed water, let's say tea. Can you make wudu with tea? No. Can you do ghusl? No. With the ma'ul ward, okay, the flowers water, can you do wudu or ghusl? No, it cannot remove the hadath. It can't, because it's mixed. Neither it can remove the khabath. What is the khabath, my friends? Khabath is urine. Khabath is blood. Khabath is semen. These are khabath. So you cannot clean it or make it tahir with this type, with tea, let's say, or with the mixed water. It can't. Though it is itself, it's tahir, but it does not have the energy, the power to make something else tahir.
So the reason why it says it's tahir, say, is in case it falls on you or hits your body, then
tahir.
There's no reason.
Of course, yeah, tahir. You treat it as tahir. You can drink it, you can, put it on your face. Okay.
It doesn't break your...
No, it doesn't. But it does not have the power to make something else طاهر. Doesn't have the power. And then you can use it, of course, ويجوز استعماله فيما عدا ذلك. You know, you can use it. You can use it, to drink it. Some people, they use some of these waters for their walls to paint. The mixed water to paint the wall with it. It's okay. Okay? Or some of them, they wash the hair with it. Sometimes you wash your eyes. They say your eyes, when it is whatever, you open it in the morning and it doesn't open, then wash it with tea. I've heard this, It can cleanser. It becomes...
Even the alcohol is not for drinking, but for...
Purification?
For putting it
On the wound.
Yeah.
But some types of it is najis. Some types of alcohol.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Some types, not all. Some types of it. Because alcohol, they say there is 26 types. So not all of them are tahir. Not all of them.
Maybe the one that they drink is najis.
We have to go into the details. That one has some details. Okay? وَمَتَى لَاقَتْهُ النَّجَاسَةُ. When this water which is mixed come to contact with najasa, definitely it will be najis, whether this najasa is 1 drop or 50 drops. Whether the najasa is big or small, regardless. As soon as this comes into contact with najasa, it becomes immediately najis. And then if it becomes najis, the tea which is najis, let's say, neither you can drink it, nor you can use it in cooking or things like that. ولو مزج طاهره بالمطلق اعتبر في رفع الحدث بإطلاق الاسم عليه. Now, we have tea, okay? Or this is ma'ul ward, the flowers, syrup or water, let's say. Is it possible one day I can do wudu with it? If it remains as it is, no. But if I mix it with a bigger quantity of this water, bigger quantity, to the extent that we don't call this the new water, we don't call it mixed, we call it pure, then yes, I can use it. I'll give you an example. Sometimes you have in your car this bottle, let's say punch, okay? Or orange juice, whatever, you purchase that from the shop, gas station. And then you drink it, but there is some remaining here of the juice. And then you fill the bottle with water to the extent that when you look at the water, or someone else, he will say this is a pure water. Though there is some substance of the previous one, this one, the juice, there is, or tea, let's say tea, okay? There is some residue here. But when you look at it in general, what do you say? You say this is a pure water. So if the urf, the public says this is a pure water, although there is probably a few drops of tea, the remaining, then you can do wudu with it.
Even if it has a tint of color to it?
Yes.
So
As long as the urf says this is a pure water.
So even if it's not the size of a curve, right? A curve.
Even if it is not. I'm talking about bottle. This is not the size of
No,
curve.
no.
Yeah. This is not. For instance, you want to do wudu and you emptied some the orange juice, but some of it remained. You did not wash the bottle. Okay? Then you filled it with water. That water scientifically is not 100% pure. Yes? But the urf, the public, when they look at it, they say, yeah, pure water. We call it pure water. Then you can do wudu with it. It happened for me. Sometimes I carry, let's say, a Pepsi or 7-Up or Sprite. And then especially when I travel. And then I want to do wudu or tathir in the bathroom. And I empty it, but I don't wash the bottle. The residue remains there inside. It could be a few drops. But it's still, public says this is a pure water. Okay? وتكره الطهارة. It is makruh. When we say tahara, what do we mean by tahara? It means here in this context, it means wudu or ghusl. Tahara in this context means either wudu or ghusl. It is makruh to do tahara with water that has been heated by the sun. Makruh, not haram. Or it is makruh to wash the dead body of a dead person with a water that has been heated by fire. It's makruh. Okay?
What's the reasoning say? Do you know?
I really
Because usually they say that shams purify the water.
purifies. No, we are not speaking about it's not being pure. It's makruh. Makruh for some reasons. Not haram, but makruh. والماء المستعمل في غسل الأخباث نجس. Now, the water that has been used to remove akhbath here, khabath means what? Means blood, means semen, means urine. These are akhbath. Feces, whatever. The water which has been recycled, they gather it, let's say, somewhere. Okay? The water, someone is washing the urine and the water goes down. That water is what? Tahir or najis? Najis. سواء تغير بالنجاسة أو لم يتغير. Whether the color has changed or it did not change. You look at it, pure. Someone says, but this is a pure water, even the color has not changed. Yes, the color has not changed, but it has been mixed with what? Najasa. So it becomes najis. Ada ma'ul istinja. Now, let me tell you, what type of water becomes najis when it touches urine? Let's say, scenario of this. You are washing this desk. There is urine on it. So the water that spills is what? Tahir or najis? Najis. Is it forever? If you are washing it with a hose, only the first wave of the water is najis. What comes after that is not najis. Because the water is what? Running. Only the first wave. Are you with me? Okay?
You say the first wave, meaning the first drops that
The
come
first
off
drops.
the-
The first drops.
So usually,
Which is mixed with urine. But after that, when the water keeps running on it, whether it's a desk or a floor, okay? Then the water is not, the second wave, third wave, is not mixed with the urine.
that's why
Only first one.
they say run it 3 times.
Exactly. Ahsant. 3 times. Okay? Then, عدا ماء الاستنجاء. Now, the water that is used, see, let's say, look at this, please. There is some blood here. And I have this water. And I wash it one time, let's say. The water that goes down is najis. Okay? So I have to collect it and throw it away. Okay? Second time, third time. Okay? The water is najis. Now, this one is najis. That comes from blood and from what? Urine and from semen. But if you are washing the place, which is ma'ul istinja, which is ma'ul istinja? Ma'ul istinja, the water, the remaining, the discharge of the water that comes when you clean yourself after using bathroom. This is called istinja. The process of cleaning yourself in the bathroom is called what? Istinja. So the water that is drained from this is considered what? Tahir. After the aynun najasa is removed. If the aynun najasa, the initial najasa is removed, you clean it, whether front or the back, the water after that, when it hits the front or the back, the outlet, the front or the back, is considered tahir. So if it hits your legs, let's say, it's considered tahir. Not the water that get mixed with what? With the blood, with semen, with urine, with feces. No, not that one. That one definitely becomes najis. But the makhraj, the outlet, after removing the najasa, you have to remove it. Not while it's hitting the najasa and hitting your leg. No, that one is definitely najis. After removing the najasa from the front and the back, then if it hits that position and it spells on you, splashes on you, it's tahir. ما لم يتغير بالنجاسة. But if that water that splashes is colored, you can see, then you have to consider it what? Najis. Or while before hitting your leg hits another najasa, let's say the floor which was najis, and then splashes from the floor on your leg, then that becomes najis, because it came into contact with another najasa and then hits your leg, your feet. So it becomes najis. 2. وَالْمَاءُ الْمُسْتَعْمَلُ فِي الْوُضُوءِ طَاهِرٌ وَمُطَهِّرٌ. The water that has been used in wudu, after it goes down, is not only tahir, but you can also clean the najasa with it. Wudu. Don't look at now. This is 700 years ago. Water was scarce, very scarce. Even this much was very scarce. They had to go outside, they had to go to the, well, they had to go to the river, they had winter time, snowing, cold. So they would really they conserve water, make good use of it. So sometimes he will do wudu with it, and he will gather it in a pot or whatever, then his wife will do wudu with the same water. I know people, when they were imprisoned in the prison, they would share the water, same water, to do wudu. 5, 6 people in the cell. They don't give them water. So it is tahir and also mutahhir. It can cleanse and clean. وَمَا اسْتُعْمِلَ فِي الْحَدَثِ الْأَكْبَرِ. But the water that has been used to remove al-hadath al-akbar. Hadath al-akbar, such as what? Janaba. Such as hayd, monthly cycle, menstruation. Or istihada, the minor cycle, not the major cycle. The water that has been used in doing the ghusl, it is tahir. But there is a debate whether they can be reused or not. When someone takes shower to remove his janaba, can someone else use the same? Definitely that water is tahir. But with one condition. What's the condition? He has to remove the najasa first.
First wave.
He has to cleanse the najasa and then he takes shower. That water is tahir. The debate is whether someone else can use it or not. There is a debate. Some people say yes, some people say. The author says, as a precaution, وَالْأَحْوَطُ الْمَنْعِ. Don't reuse it, don't recycle it. Okay? Don't reuse it for neither ghusl nor wudu. الطرف الثالث, third section, في الآثار. آثار, my friends, not آثار, not آثار. آثار is something and آثار is something else. This is how it is written. This is how it is written. آثار. آثار. Not آثار. We have آثار. What is the آثار? What's the meaning of آثار? Signs or remains, or even when they archaeological remains, they call them آثار. Athar. Singular is athar, plural athar. This is not. This is seen. See? This is seen and this is tha. Difference between them. This is asar. Asar. Asar has two meanings. One meaning in language, it means the leftover of the drink. I am drinking of this bottle. This is called su'r in language. Okay? What is left of what is left. But in Sharia has another meaning. The Sharia means a little water. Have you seen when you walk in Newport Beach, some people put some pots and some water in it for the dogs and the cats? That water is called asar. Okay? So what is the hukm of this water? Because in their homes, usually in the old days, they all had probably dogs or definitely cats. They had cats. And they have to give them a drink. So they used to keep some of these, pots or whatever in the corner. And sometimes this water is dear, Nowadays we have a plenty of water, we don't care. But in the old days, every quantity of water was precious. So this is why they added this to see how do we deal with this water. Is this tahir? Is this najis? He says the leftover of all animals are clean except three. Except three, and one of them is funny. One of them is not animal. So two animals are dogs and pigs, but the third one is, read it yourself. I don't want to mention it on the camera until after 4 years from now with the new administration. Okay? وفي سؤر المسوخ. Now there is a debate. تردد. تردد means debate. Who are مسوخ? مسوخ, there is a theory, it could be superstition, I don't know, that some animals, they have been downgraded, like the one that jumps up and down, the apes. Apes, they say that they were humans. Punishment, God punished, whatever, and they became apes. In this, there is taraddud. Is there leftover clean or non-clean? They say, the author says, no, it is a clean. So we have only three that are unclean. 2 animals and 1. Yeah, I don't mention the name. Now, and when it comes to the Muslims, how do we treat the Muslims? How do we treat their lips if they eat something? Let's say they eat from this food. Can I eat the leftover? If they drink from this cup, can I drink? If they smoke, water pipe, qalyun, ergila, someone is smoking. Can I take it from him without washing it? He says, and their bodies, if they touch me and they are wet, someone touches me and he is wet, okay? His hand is wet, his arm is wet, his leg is wet. He touches me, he comes into contact, physical contact with me. He says, all Muslims are clean except 3. Those 3 Kharijites who fight the legitimate Imam, they are considered not clean. Ghulat, those who consider the Imams to be God. They give them divinity status. Not necessarily Imam, a prophet. They consider him to be God. And Nawasib. Nawasib, those who hate Ahlul Bayt. They hate the Imams, are called Nasibi. Those 3 are non-clean. The rest of the Muslims are clean. Now, this author, which is Muhaqqaq al-Hilli, who wrote this book 700 years ago, at that time there was almost not completely, I'm saying almost, consensus that the non-Muslims are not clean at that time. Now we have different opinions. Among the contemporary now, many of them, not all, many, they believe that not only the Muslims are clean, the people of book, you also treat them as a clean. So if his hand is wet and he touches you, he's a clean.
It doesn't break your wudu then?
No, it doesn't break the wudu, that's something else.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's clean, which I'm not clean. Okay.
Even if he's najis, even if you touch a dog, doesn't break your wudu. You only wash your hand.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what sort of things, 6 things are going to break the wudu. We will study them soon. So now with contemporary jurists, many of them, like Ayatollah Khoi, Ayatollah Sistani, and others and others and others and others, I'm not just counting, they consider people of book, Jews, Christians, to be clean too. Clean too, not just the Muslims. Okay? وَيُكْرَهُ سُؤْرُ الْجَلَّالِ. Yukrah means makruh, distasteful. To eat the remaining of the animal that feeds on excrement, the feces. Now you may ask, where is this? I've seen this with my eyes. I went to India and I saw some animals in an area. People come and use that area as a toilet, and some animals come and eat. This type of animal is makruh to, even if the animal is edible, like sheep, let's say. Sheep, cow, is makruh to, or chicken, is makruh to eat them. Makruh.
It's not haram, it's actually makruh. Interesting.
It's haram. It's haram to eat them, but it is makruh to eat the leftover. Let's say they were eating normal food, but in general, this animal survives on this type of excrement. Then it's makruh to eat the leftover of that animal. وَسُؤْرُ مَا أَكَلَ الْجِيَفِ. And also the animal that survives on carrion. Dead animals, dead meats. إذا خلا موضع الملاقاة من عين النجاسة. In case where he touched his lips, if the lips had najasa on the lips and they touch this or the plate of food, then it becomes najis. But if there was no najasa, still it is makruh to eat their leftover. Even if there is no najasa on their lips. Because he's used to this. He's used to eating this type. And also it is makruh, sorry to say this, the lady that are menstruating and she does not know what is tahir, what is pak, what is najis. She doesn't care. لا تؤمن. لا تؤمن. And the scholars, they add the man also. A man who eats anything. He doesn't care about halal, haram, tahir. He doesn't even understand what is najis. And some of them are Muslims. Do you know that? I see many of them. When I travel, he doesn't, something najis, thrown on the street, in the toilet, he picks it up and this, not toilet.
I think we get the picture.
This type of man and women should be makruh to eat their leftover. If they drink from this bottle, don't eat. Makruh, not haram, makruh. Or the food, the sandwich, shawarma. Today they were eating shawarma. They ate half of it. You don't eat the other half. Give it to someone else. Okay? And then also it is makruh to eat the leftover of the mules, the donkeys, rats, snakes, and whatever the lizard and the scorpion die in it. Let's look at this organic dates, mashallah. If you see a lizard dead, it's not haram to eat it, but it's makruh. Or a scorpion. You find a scorpion dead in this.
Comes poison.
It's makruh.
Tells you not to-
And believe me, in the old days, they used to see all sort of animal kingdom in their food, you know, in their homes. They see snakes, they see scorpions under the rag, in the shelf, under the mattress, under the pillow. They see all sort of animals. Snakes, scorpions, rats, lizards, even here in America we can find them, alhamdulillah. So this is why this mas'ala is important, because to know what to avoid and what not to avoid. وَيُنَجَّسُ الْمَاءُ بِمَوْتِ الْحَيْوَانِ ذِي النَّفْسِ السَّائِلَةِ. Animals are of two types. One of them has running soul, the other one does not have running soul. Running soul, when the animal is killed, the blood gushes out. Non-running soul, like the fish. Maybe you see some blood, but it does not gush out. So, if the fish dies inside a tank of water, does it become najis or not?
The fish or the water?
The water, yeah, does not become. But if a cat dies or a rat, definitely. Okay, or a rabbit. Okay? They say lizard also do not have gushing blood. Neither the snakes. They don't have gushing blood. So if they die, then the water does not get contaminated, does not become najis. Other than that, if the water gushes out and that animal dies, even if the blood does not come out of it, he suffocates and dies. That water, if the water is not below kur, but if it is kur, nothing is going to, وما لا يدرك بالطرف من الدم لا ينجس الماء وقيل ينجسه وهو الأحوط. There is a debate that if a drop of a blood that we could not detect with our طرف means eyes, we could not detect it, and it fell in this cup of water, does it make it najis? There is a debate. Some say no, some say yes. Our author says yes. Now, how do we know that the blood, if we don't see it, how do we know that there was a pot here and the blood fell into it? How do we know? Because you didn't see it. You didn't see it with your eyes. It was so small that you could not see it with your eyes. So how do you know that?
Somebody tells you.
No. No. What did he say?
I'm just joking about that.
Because anything that fell in the water is going to make what? Waves?
Oh, no.
Waves. So you saw waves, but you did not see the blood. And someone, a butcher, or someone was bloody, let's say, there. So you know, your brain says, maybe this splash of, but I didn't see it with my eyes. So some people say no, as long as you did not see it, you felt it, but it was so small, so tiny, that even you could not see it, then it is negligible. Others, according to the author, he says no, it will make the water najis. الركن الثاني في الطهارة.
Sorry, before you move on, there was something in here you didn't cover. It says
Which one?
wazak.
Yeah, wazag, lizard.
Oh, wazak is a lizard?
Yeah.
Oh, it defines it as shivering.
No, lizard.
Okay.
Wazag is lizard and aqrab is scorpion.
Oh,
Yeah. الركن الثاني في الطهارة المائية Do you remember that we said the book of Tahara has 4 chapters? Chapter number 1, the waters, different type of waters. So we are finished with them. Chapter number 1, At-Taharatul Ma'iyyah. Taharatul Ma'iyyah is ablution and ghusl, shower. This is called Taharatul Ma'iyyah. Number 1, we come to the ablution, al-wudu. وَفِيهِ فُصُولٌ الْفَصْلُ الْأَوَّلِ. This is answering your question, Dr. Ali. What are the things that violate the wudu? Let's say you have wudu now. You made wudu at home. He says 6 things invalidate your wudu. Number 1, khurujul bawl, the urine. When it comes out, now we will see where it comes out from where. From its original outlet, or even if it comes from another outlet. We will come. Number 2, al-gha'it, feces. Invalidates your wudu. Number 3, the gas, passing gas or wind. Also invalidates wudu. He says, min al-mawdi' al-mu'tad, from the typical outlets. From the typical outlets. Meaning the front or the back. ولو خرج الغائط مما دون المعدة نقض في قول والأشبه أنه لا ينقض. There is a debate that feces, now we know if it comes from the normal place, it's najis and it invalidates your wudu. But let's say someone had an operation, it comes from his stomach to a tube, let's say to outside. There is a debate. One opinion says, yes, because it is feces. It invalidates wudu. The other opinion says, no, it's not coming from the natural and typical and normal passage. So it does not invalidate. وَلَوْ اتَّفَقَ الْمَخْرَجُ فِي غَيْرِ الْمَوْضِعِ الْمُعْتَادِ نَقَض. Now, some people, unfortunately by birth defect, let's say the outlet of their feces is not where it should be. Let's say on the side. Let's say on the thigh. Let's say, because I've seen some people, when have birth defects. So if that is their normal place, for them, not for us. For us it's abnormal, but for them, birth defect, then again, if it goes out from this particular place, it invalidates the wudu. وَكَذَا لَوْ خَرَجَ الْحَدَثُ مِنْ جُرْحٍ ثُمَّ صَارَ مُعْتَادًا. Someone has been wounded, let's say, or had a surgery, that rather than going out from his, not by birth, not birth defect, surgery, let's say, accident later on, rather than going from the normal outlet, it goes from next to it, let's say, another outlet, that either they opened it by surgery or it happened by accident, let's say. Then again, that becomes for him the normal outlet. So whenever feces comes out of it, becomes what? Najis. Number 4 that invalidates your wudu, النوم الغالب, when it overcomes your 2 senses, على الحاستين. What are the 2 senses here, my friends? Number 1, the basar, the sight, and number 2, the sam'. That either you don't see completely or you don't hear completely. Sometimes you close your eyes. In the airplane, it happens a lot. You are so tired. And you go into sleep, but the sleep is not deep. Does not completely overcome your hearing sense. Because you hear the noises, you hear the engine of the airplane, you still hear it. Some people are laughing at the back, you still hear them. This does not invalidate your wudu. Unless you are you shut down completely, then the wudu is going to be invalidated. Number 5, 3 conditions also could invalidate your wudu. كل ما أزال العقل, everything that makes you lose conscience. such as what? إغماء. إغماء means fainting. أو جنون. Someone becomes insane, then he loses his wudu. Or intoxication, sukr, when someone becomes drunk. Now, if he drinks but he does not become drunk, and then he wants to pray, like some people who come to America. My son was telling me next to him was sitting someone from the Kingdom of Islam. He came from there, Saudi Arabia, and he says, Wallahi Baba, he was drinking the whole time, and all of a sudden he stood, and the Qibla is this way. But he turned that way, he said, Allahu Akbar, and he started.
Drinking alcohol?
Yeah,
And then he turns around to
yeah, yeah. He was drinking alcohol all the time, he says, all the time. He kept asking the flight attendant. And then all of a sudden he decided to do tawbah, or I don't know. He said he did his prayers exactly opposite to the Qibla, to Las Vegas, probably, not Mecca. Now, this type of wudu, of course, is invalidated. But let's say, someone drunk, but he did not become drunk. So it would not invalidate his wudu. Okay? وَالْإِسْتِحَاضَةُ الْقَلِيلَةُ. Istihada al-qalila, not haydha. Hayd, you don't pray. But istihada has to do wudu for every salat. The minor one, not the big one, the minor one. And the minor one has some details. I don't go into the details. Okay? So these six items invalidate wudu. What are they? Number one, bowl, urine. Number two, feces. Number three, wind. Number four, complete sleep. Number five, being unconscious, either through fainting or insanity or intoxication. And number six, istihada. These things invalidate the wudu, and therefore you have to renew your wudu. Certain things
I counted 7. What was it?
No.
Urine, excrement, wind.
Okay, noam, when complete sleep, and then losing consciousness. كل ما أزال العقل. And then he gives you example. He gives you example here. This is number 5. Fainting, insanity, and intoxication. This is number 5, and number 6, istihada, minor istihada. Now, there is a lot of misconception among the people that these things also destroy the wudu, but they don't. What are they? Listen to them. وَلَا يَنْقُضُ الطَّهَارَةُ. Neither your wudu nor your ghusl is going to be disturbed by the following things. Number 1, مَذْيٌ وَلَا وَذْيٌ وَلَا وَدِي. These are moistures or type of liquids that, happen, some of them before, some of them after the relationship. Some of them before, some of them after. These things would not invalidate your wudu, unless the semen is discharged. That one does invalidate, and it requires ghusl. وَلَا دَمٌ. Someone, his nose, his teeth, his, head, he gets injury. He gets injured. His leg starts to discharge blood, bleeds, okay, his nose. It does not invalidate. He has to go and clean, but he does not have to redo the wudu again, okay? وَلَوْ خَرَجَ مِنْ أَحَدِ السَّبِيلَيْنِ. Even if the blood comes out of the two main outlets, the front and the back. He's urinating, not urine, blood. Blood, drops of blood. Though it is coming from the front part, but does not invalidate the wudu, or from the back. Except, of course, the 3 bloods. 3 bloods of women's blood, which is hayd, menstruation, istihada, and nifas, post-mortem, after birth. These 3 invalidates the wudu, of course. Neither vomiting is going to invalidate wudu, nor mucus, discharging mucus, nor clipping your nails, nor shaving your hair, whether it is facial hair, whether it is your head, whether it is, any other part, nor touching your private part, whether it is the front or the back. It does not invalidate your wudu. Nor touching a stranger woman. Because according to the Ahlul Sunnah, if a husband has wudu and he touches his wife or a stranger, his wudu is invalidated. And I have seen in one of these states, I stayed with a family. One of them was this madhab, the other was that madhab. Each time the husband does wudu, the wife wants to tease him. As soon as he gets out of the bathroom, she comes and teases. Believe me, that night she did it 10 times. And each time he goes and he does wudu. As soon as he comes out, again she touches him.
Some say it's okay. I've had a conversation with somebody before, and their message, they said they told them it's okay.
Alhamdulillah. Now these are recent developments. Like when the meat is haram and then you say Bismillah, it's okay. They gave in you, this is Western, Western sale and
Modern.
yeah.
Western-ish,
Yeah. Many of them are also telling their followers to combine the prayers because you are working. You are working in your office, in your clinic, in your driving. You can't, every few minutes do wudu and Allahu Akbar. So they tell them you can do Dhuhr and Asr together and Maghrib and Isha together. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Okay. وَلَا أَكْلُ مَا مَسَّتْهِ النَّارِ. Whatever is burnt with fire, some people think if it is burnt with fire, this is other madahib, not us, other madahib. That then it will destroy your wudu. وَلَا مَا يَخْرُجُ مِنَ السَّبِيلَيْنِ إِلَّا أَن يُخَالِطَهُ شَيْءٌ مِنَ النَّوَاقِضِ. Now, if something gets discharged from the front outlet or the back outlet of a man or a woman, if it is not feces, let's say someone ate this date, and he swallowed the seed. Sometimes the seed comes back again, second coming. Now, if this seed comes back clean, then that wudu is not invalidated. But if it is mixed with other substance, definitely it is
That
invalid.
really happened. Somebody told me, that was a hot pepper.
It came out. Or someone has stones in his kidney, and let's say the stone gets discharged, but without urine, just itself, then of course it would not invalidate his wudu. الفصل الثاني في أحكام الخلوة, the rulings of the closet when you go and discharge yourself and relieve yourself. وهي ثلاثة. الأول, we just read number 1. في كيفية التخلي, how should you discharge yourself? He says ويجب فيه ستر العورة. It is wajib for you. Now, wajib for you to cover your private parts, the front and the back. ويستحب ستر البدن. And also it is recommended that you cover the rest of your body, not just the front and the back. Now, in what case? Let's say my house is empty, I am the only one in my house, or my wife is with me, mahram. Should I also, at the time of using the bathroom, the toilet, cover my front and back? No. This is in case of public. This is 700 years ago. People used to sit in the street, in the corners of streets, in the desert. The caravan is moving and he goes and he's 5 meters behind a bush. Inshallah, when you go to Arafat and Muzdalifah, while you are standing for Salatul Fajr, a lady comes and right in front of you. She sits right in front of you. It happened. I was leading Jama'ah. I didn't know what to say. I forgot completely the ayah, the surah. Because right in, believe me, 2 meters. And with some music with it. Imtihan, believe me, this is imtihan from Allah. Imtihan. I had hard time controlling myself and people also with me. She could not control herself, so. In this case, when it is done in public, it has to be the private parts, wajib, mandatory, yajib. And also mustahab to cover the rest of the body. وَيُحْرَمُ اسْتِقْبَالُ الْقِبْلَةِ وَاسْتِدْبَارِهَا. Neither your face should be towards the qibla while you are sitting on the toilet seat, nor your back should be in the qibla. So if this is the qibla, you can't sit this way. So what should you do? You should وَيَجِبُ الْإِنْحِرَافِ. If the qibla is this and the toilet seat is this, when you sit, you have to either get yourself to the left or the right. So you don't give your face completely or your back completely to the qibla.
So does that mean then, say, like if you go to a restaurant or something, should you always know where the qibla is?
If you, no. Your duty not to search for the qibla. Use bathroom blindly.
Assume that it's okay.
When we purchased this building, the restrooms here were towards the qibla and we had to change them. We spent money on changing the seat. Okay? So, but you don't have to search. You don't have a duty to go and search. But if you search and you find it other, you are in trouble. Then you have to play by the rules. وَيَسْتَوِي فِي ذَلِكَ الصَّحَارِ وَالْأَبْنِيَ. Whether the toilet is in a building, bina, building like this, and it is towards the qibla, or it's in the open, in a desert, open space. Both. In both cases, the toilet should not face neither the front, neither facing nor giving your back to the qibla. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. We have to tell Khalid